You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Hi, we're Enterprise Splaining, the podcast where we explain Star Trek Enterprise to each other and to you. I'm Bill, and these are my co-hosts, Maria.
Hello!
And Jamie.
Hi.
And we have a very special guest, Stephen. Stephen, please justify your existence. Who are you? Why are you here?
Excellent. I am Stephen Granade. I was a physicist for a while. I have done science outreach at Dragon Con and am very much Star Trek pilled.
What is your relationship to Star Trek in general and Enterprise in particular?
Oh my. And yet, to
we get that reaction a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
So as a kid, I was like too young to see the original series, but not too young for the animated version of it that
Wonderful.
played on, so I was watching that. I was like, what is this? And so when the first movie came out, I was like, Mom and Dad, you have to take me. So I have a very strong memory of us going to see the first Star Trek movie and going to a McDonald's ahead of time where they had tie-in Happy Meals.
Yeah.
Oh.
And getting one of the Happy Meals, which has a joke that has stayed with me to this day, which is, what did Spock say when Uhura shot him? And the answer is nothing. It didn't faze him.
Oh.
Yes.
I love that there's like a neuron in your brain that like lit up when you saw that as a kid and it's still there.
It's
like
still
that
there.
neuron, like that. There's a part of your brain where all it is just that joke. You will
that is
remember it
correct.
till the end of your life.
Yes.
It's taking up space.
Yeah. So I was definitely like a next generation kid when that started coming on. And so I just kept watching them as they went and then was in school when Enterprise came on and had a friend over and we were watching the first episode of Enterprise and they got to the decontamination gel. And I just remember him just like giggling nervously and thinking, oh, this is Star Trek now. That's interesting. So yes, I made it through probably half of the first season before like it was enough that schooling was more interesting. And so I started paying more attention to that and less attention to Enterprise.
Amazing.
Oh, boy. That does seem to stick with people for some reason. I can't imagine why.
Yeah, right.
The only thing that people remember.
Today we're going to be talking about the Enterprise episode Extinction. However, I'm the only person here who has actually watched it, so it's my job to explain to my co-hosts and special guest what happened on the episode. But before we do that, you know what it is. It's merch. We've got it. You want it. T-shirts. Go to the ESO Network T-Public store. You can find them there. Computer, what episode will we be watching this week?
Extinction. Enterprise journeys to a planet a Xindi ship visited. Once on the planet, Archer, Reed, and Hoshi become infected with a strange mutating virus.
Now it's time for 2 truths and a lie. I'm going to tell you 2 truths and 1 lie about this episode, and it's up to my guests and co-hosts to guess which is the lie. Are we ready?
Ready.
Let's do it.
I wonder if I just feel it in my bones that this episode's going to have it, that we're going to be facing another genocide. With the name Extinction.
Extinction?
Statement number 1. Archer decides to commit genocide.
Amazing. Amazing.
Oh, no.
Statement number 2. Malcolm eats bugs.
Oh, my God. Malcolm and Bugs, man.
Statement number
like
3.
seeing Malcolm eat things.
Statement number 3. The crew discovers an ancient civilization in a cave.
No. That's the lie, because if there was a cave, it would be a Maria episode. We all know that.
I don't know. All of these sound really plausible. I kind of want the bugs not to be true just because it has been true from my understanding in the past.
Oh.
Maria is tormented by
I
these
love
options.
that. I love that nobody, like, I'm sure nobody's questioning number one. Everyone is
no,
Yeah,
sure.
we're like, sure, why not?
100% he's going to
Wait,
commit
Steven, you
genocide.
said the bug one is the lie?
The lie, yes.
Okay.
I am going to go with the bug one as well.
And while our audience ponders what might be the lie, it's time to hear a word from one of our sister podcasts on the ESO network.
We're Sean and Leah, and this is Have Coffee, Will Travel.
The show where caffeine fuels our hot takes on movies, pop culture, travel misadventures, and whatever weird thing happened in the news this week.
Basically, we drink coffee and pretend it makes us smarter.
It doesn't, but it does make us funnier.
So grab your mug.
And your sense of adventure.
And
And join
join us
us
for
for
Have
Have Coffee,
Will
Will
Travel.
Travel. Because life's too short for bad coffee and boring podcasts.
Cold open. In a nighttime jungle, we see a figure in a red jumpsuit running. He is being chased by several people wearing EV suits with glowing lights and large guns. He stumbles and is surrounded, and then we learn that these are not laser rifles, they are flamethrowers. They turn them on, surround him, and whoomph.
Yikes!
Wow.
What
Well, that
the
escalated
fuck?
quickly.
Now, before we go into the Diane Warren update of the week, I have a little confession to make.
Uh-huh.
I did not watch this episode of Enterprise.
What?
Because I watched this episode of Star Trek Enterprise.
There's some bait and switch here.
This is the first episode where they've actually switched the name.
No, the last episode had that name too.
Did it?
The Zindi did, I think.
Yeah. So okay, wait.
Okay,
I
the
was
stuff I
looking
was
this up
reading, because I was reading the synopsis for
I
this
was
episode.
reading too, and it said this was the
Ah.
first one. But on streaming, they started it at the beginning of this. They like went back and changed it.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
retroactively.
Was this like a mandate from the
Yeah.
You're Probably
Almost
Nerdy
certainly,
network
yeah.
where they're like, we need the Star Trek name in there
Well-
to get people back watching?
Yeah, almost certainly, because I think they were trying to do the Riverdale thing where it's not Archie Comics. It's like, no, this is the or Arrow is not Green Arrow. But
Right.
they were trying to get
Yeah, when they started, they wanted it to not be they wanted it to be not your dad's Star Trek. So they
Ooh.
refused to put Star Trek in it, and it was just Enterprise. And then nobody watched it. So, okay, that's not true. Not nobody, but they had many problems. And then decided, well, maybe we should try to get the Star Trek people back in. So they renamed it to Star Trek Enterprise.
But to your
in
point,
this season.
But to your point, Jamie, it is extremely weird that they decided to do that on the third episode of the new season, because I can see
Right.
that being like a mid,
Yeah.
summer as
yeah,
they're working
it
on the
is
new
weird
season.
that they started on the third episode.
Yeah, like you come back from the mid-season hiatus or it's the new season and
Right.
we're
Right.
rebranding.
Right.
And that takes us into Jamie's Diane Warren update of the week. Take it away, Jamie.
All right. So to start, Steven,
Yes.
what are your thoughts on the theme song?
Oh, yes.
I remember really, really disliking it at the time because I'm like, oh, this is not the Star Trek themes that I am used to. And now I think just the amazing soaring pseudo grandeur of it, there's a little nostalgia in there all these years later where I'm
Yeah.
like, man, they tried so hard. Like they were trying a thing. And
They were definitely
They
trying a
certainly
thing.
tried something.
They tried.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
Yes.
about the so hard part.
yeah, okay, fair.
Have you heard? So in season 3, the theme song gets a production update. Have you ever heard the update?
I have not. I am intrigued.
It is
Still terrible.
so much worse.
Wait,
It's
how is it worse?
Awful.
Well, it's the same song. They just add
It's the
more
same song.
instruments to it. It's got
They just did a little bit
Oh.
more.
It's slightly fast. The whole song, it ends a couple seconds, so it's a little bit faster.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, the slowness was definitely the problem with that. That's where the problem lay. Was
and it has a little. It's got more like cheesy 90s or 80s sitcom instrumentation.
right.
oh no.
Yeah.
No.
Jamie,
Yeah.
have you started skipping it?
No, I've still been listening.
I'm amazed.
this week, so there was a podcast episode that was like a joint podcast episode between the Who Weekly and Pop Pantheon podcast. They did like a crossover Patreon episode where it's like 2 hours, and they did a draft of Diane Warren songs to determine what they believe are the top 20 Diane Warren songs.
Okay.
And so if you just want to hear people talk about Diane Warren for 2 hours,
Wow.
this episode was so good. Unfortunately, you do have to be a Patreon of one of these podcasts in order to listen to it, which I am, which is how I got to listen to it. But strongly recommend. It was quite good. But on there, DJ Louie, who hosts the Pop Pantheon podcast, told this story about how he was at some party that Diane Warren was also at.
Wow.
And he kept like looking over to where she was because he was like, holy shit, like that's Diane Warren. And then Diane Warren's best friend, who's like always hanging out with her, came up to him and was like, I saw you looking over at Diane Warren. Do you want to meet her?
Oh.
And he's like, sure. And then so she like brought him over to her. So apparently this friend like at parties, like, because Diane Warren is nothing if not a networker.
Right.
But I love that she won't go up to people. She has like her friend to go up to them. But he said like they exchanged phone numbers, and then periodically he'll just text her and be like, congratulations on your nomination. Like,
oh my gosh.
Congrats on the new song. And most of the time she doesn't respond, but every once in a while she'll respond and just be like, thanks. And I don't know, I just like loved that story. So
That's amazing.
That's great.
anyways, their number one Diane Warren song was Unbreak My Heart,
Oh, that's a
which
good one.
I would agree. Like if I think through all the Diane Warren songs, I actually think I'd agree that Unbreak My Heart, I think, is the top one. That's a great song.
It's a good song. Mm-hmm.
I like how this is now an episode talking just about Unbreak My Heart. I guess what Rhythm of the Night will be next. We'll just go through.
It actually is, because the next thing I wanted to say was that Diane Warren announced that she has an upcoming album called Songs in the Key of Diane, a reggae compilation of Diane Warren songs.
Amazing.
Oh my God,
And-
please tell me there's a reggae version of Faith of the Heart.
Is this because of that ska cover that the guy paid $300 for?
Oh yeah, the one that I was DMing with her about.
Yes. Did you cause this to happen, Jamie?
No, I think this has been in the works for a long time, but the very first single was just released from it, and it is Rhythm of the Night, a reggae version
I can see
by
that.
the band Common Kings.
Okay, yeah.
And I listened today and it was actually quite good. Like I was like, this song slaps. I mean, Rhythm of the Night, great song.
Great song.
And then it turns out reggae version also great.
Well, as I recall, the original version had steel drums in it, so it's already got that kind of jaunty beat in it.
The set list has been released for the full album, and unfortunately Faith of the Heart not on there. God, that would have been amazing.
Can you imagine a reggae version?
Well, you got the ska version. I mean, it's a short jump.
Yeah, fair.
Bill, going back to your point, like the ska remake version of it, what was that, like a couple of months ago, actually kind of slapped.
Yeah, it
I'm
was
not gonna lie.
great. It was shockingly good.
But like one of the things about Diane Warren is she's a songwriter, but she is not a producer.
Right.
She does not do her own production, which means that like her songs all can sound so different. Like we've heard her, like she's done Latin music. Like now, like these songs work as reggae songs.
Right.
Like, I love that her thing is she's like, no, I will write the words in like the tune.
Mm-hmm.
But she then gives it to other producers to do what they want with it. And it is there is a way in which like a lot of her songs can like move through different genres. Like she's written country music and pop music, like all sorts of different types of songs, but it's just like the song could be in any genre. And then it just like takes somebody else to take what she created and mold it into like the finished product. Mm-hmm. So, I'm kind of excited to hear the rest of these, reggae Diane Warren songs. On Easter Sunday, I know what we were doing. I guess not Steven. I know what me, Marie, and Bill were doing because we were recording an episode of this podcast. But Diane Warren, we know what she was doing because she posted a photo. And you guys will not believe who she was hanging out with on Easter. So this photo is Diane Warren. She's with Britney Spears. and Brittany's friend/manager, Cole Hudson. And there's a fourth person with them, and I would make you guess, but I am telling you, you guys could have 100 guesses, and you would never guess who the fourth person at this, like, Easter brunch was.
Oh my God.
John Waters.
Honestly, you're not that far off.
Yeah?
Wait, what?
Molly Shannon.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
I'm just like, why is Diane Warren and Molly Shannon and Britney Spears just hanging out on Easter?
On Easter.
I don't know. Diane Warren does know Britney. She wrote the song When Your Eyes Say It from the Oops, I Did It Again album. And I previously reported on this podcast
Yes, you
that
did.
Britney once posted a photo of her with, it was a photo from 1999 of her with Diane Warren and Ben Affleck, and then wrote, "What a great night. I remember like making out with Ben that night,"
Yeah.
which was great. But I couldn't find any evidence that they've like hung out since then, like since year 2000 when that album came out. And I did a whole bunch of searches to see, like, has Britney Spears ever hung out with Molly Shannon before? Has Molly Shannon ever hung out with Diane Warren? I was doing searches and I had to like do it where it was like only search results from pre-Easter and nothing. Nothing.
Weird.
So I have no idea how Molly Shannon ended up at this Easter party, but I just had to mention this because it was just the strangest group of people hanging out together.
This feels like some sort of like improv challenge where you pull 3 people from a deck, 3 celebrities, and be like, all right, they're together, go.
Yeah. So anyways, Diane Warren apparently is friends with Britney Spears and Molly Shannon.
Thank you, Jamie. We are back. This episode, directed by LeVar Burton, our old pal.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm always worried.
I like how everyone's like, woof.
I think he's great, but he doesn't have a great track record of
Not on this
doing
show,
good
no.
episodes of Enterprise.
Yeah.
Not that it's not a problem with the direction. It's just, it's like me and Caves. For
No.
some reason, LeVar Burton gets a lot of done episodes.
Let's see how this
Yeah,
turns
not
out.
done, but like the episodes where you're like, ooh, that was problematic.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is called Extinction, so...
We are on the Enterprise. It is nighttime, and we are into Paul's room. She is wearing her blue satin jammies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love those.
She lights a candle. Suddenly, a green mist invade. No, that doesn't happen.
I was like, wait, candle?
The door chimes, and Trip enters with a box. It is a thank you gift for the massage therapy, although I forgot what they call it in the episode.
Yeah, it's like neurostimulation.
Stimulation,
So,
something.
Steven, this has been like a couple episodes where Trip's sister died in future 9/11 attack.
The Zinni
Basically.
attack.
Ooh.
It's the Star
Perfect.
Trek 9/11 attack. His sister died. He's been really upset and has not been able to sleep. And so to fix his sleeping, he's supposed to be getting these like neurostimulation things from T'Pol, which are basically
massage.
naked massages.
Yeah, naked massages
Okay.
with your... Naked massages with your
with your
coworker.
coworker.
Semi-clothed.
What-
Let's not say naked.
what I
Naked
love
massage
about
is a very
this-
different thing.
I love that I have seen the first 3 episodes of Enterprise and nothing else. And so started my Enterprise journey with the 2 of them like rubbing on each other with goo. And now you're saying like, oh, and also like 2 seasons later, they're just back to like
Booby
there's
gone.
massages happening.
But in between, almost nothing. Like in between, almost no rubbing between the 2 of them.
Right.
Very weird.
Lots of
Yeah, instead they
lots
had
of
this like
fun
kind of
sniping,
great
but yeah.
flirty, like great like
Right.
kind of flirty relationship,
Yes.
which was actually quite good. And then suddenly this season, they're like season 3, the showrunners are like, wait, we got to make this sexier, and by sexier they mean way more awkward. They're like, what if we stopped having sexy flirting and instead we just had uncomfortable nude situations?
That's right. That's right.
Boy, that sounds like a joy to watch. Please continue.
Anyway, Trip has a present for her.
Oh, right. Yeah, I bet he does.
It is a box of Georgia peaches. He picked up a crate when they were back on Earth, and Chef has been keeping them in stasis for me.
Okay, I was gonna
Nice.
say, I'm like, these cannot, it's been months,
They're
but
as
okay.
fresh as the day they were picked.
I assume all these things go because this is my solution for everything in Star Trek is just like put it in the pattern buffer. Like you've
Right.
got
Yeah.
the transporter there and people get stuck in there all the time. I assume the peaches are just in the pattern buffer for a while.
Exactly.
Oh my god, actually, like, I never really thought about it, but I feel like the pattern buffer would be just a good storage location for
I don't understand why people
Items.
didn't use it for travel. Like,
Right. Yeah,
just put everybody in a buffer. Keep one person out there to run the ship. You don't have to worry about food. You have to worry about,
I mean, I
any
see
of that
how
shit.
it's uncomfortable for a person to be in there, but like peaches and things, like you
Oh,
could
sure.
put, you basically have unlimited store. I mean, not unlimited store because it would be whatever the pattern buffer's storage, but you could store a whole bunch of items
Right.
in the pattern buffer.
You lose power, though.
That's
Yeah,
true. You
and-
lose it all.
Yeah, yeah.
Maria, this is how we get Chris Pratt movies. You don't want Chris Pratt
Sorry.
piloting a ship.
You're right.
T'Pol thanks him for the peaches, and after some encouragement from Trip, she takes a bite. She says she normally doesn't eat this late, but she likes it. However, this does not make up for the 2 sessions he's canceled.
Aw.
Trip apologizes, and he takes off his shirt. She tells him,
I'm sorry. It's just so fucking weird.
there's no getting away from it. This is a porn setup. This
I'm
is
sorry.
an
Let me
erotic
take my
setup.
shirt off.
And then
It feels like that guy in The Good Place who's supposed to be the distraction for Eleanor Shellstrop. And so anytime the demon doesn't know what to do, he's like, I'm going to the gym.
So good.
Yeah, and so Stephen, last time that we saw the neurostimulation, T'Pol had Trip do it to her, and so she took her shirt off and then told him like how to like massage her back in a certain way, and then she basically made orgasm noises.
Yeah, it was real weird.
Wow.
While
So-
holding her boobs.
Yeah.
In a very weird way.
Yeah. So this is only the second time that we've gotten to see this neurostimulation stuff.
Amazing.
So he takes off his shirt, and T'Pol tells him also to take off his shoes because the foot contains many nerve nodes. Trip's
I
worried.
swore I could have sworn you were going to say pants.
Yeah,
I
me
was
too.
like, this is escalating very quickly.
I was not prepared to come into an Enterprise episode and discover
We
they're into
are
feet stuff. Like I was
1
not.
minute into the body of this episode.
All right, let's do this.
Trip is worried about this because he hasn't showered since his morning shift, and also, well, he's worried that his stinky feet will offend T'Pol. She says she can handle it.
Fair.
She says she can handle it. Also, confesses Trip, he's a little ticklish. Trip lays down, and T'Pol begins touching his back. Has anyone tried this on a human before? Not to my knowledge. And just as
Wait,
it's
hasn't
getting
she been doing
good,
it with
Archer
Hoshi?
comes in.
I don't think so. I don't think it's the same thing with Hoshi. I think with Hoshi, she just was like
That was
helping
the
her
wrist
with
thing.
meditation.
But
and
she
stuff.
was doing the like hand thing.
That was the wrist thing.
She was like
Oh,
touching
yeah, there
her
was a wrist
hand
thing.
and stuff in weird, and she was like doing weird stuff with her fingers.
They've
on
forgotten.
Hoshi's like hand, and she was like rubbing her wrist.
Yeah, they've forgotten about that because they had to stop it because it felt too gay for this show. They were like,
Gay people have not been invented yet.
We don't believe in gay people in this, so we should not do that.
I assume that there was like a little alarm light on Berman's desk that would go off. It's like, oh, too gay, too gay, too gay.
It would be nice
Never have the two women on the show ever speak to each other again.
And that's basically what they did.
Yeah.
Oh, good golly.
All right.
So Archer comes in. He needs them in the command center right away. We switch to the command center, and T'Pol has a new outfit. It's the same as her coral and blue ones, except this one is white, sort of a soft gray white. It is not,
Nice.
repeat, not her desert camo white.
It's not
with
the
Oh,
desert.
pattern.
interesting.
So
Okay.
it basically looks.
I'm so excited to see new T'Pol outfit.
It looks like her other quote unquote, I guess, civilian outfits, except this one is a white or soft gray.
Interesting.
Archer.
So what I'm hearing is T'Pol is a winter.
Yeah, I actually don't care for the coral. I don't think it works. I don't think it works well for her.
Yeah.
But the blue one is nice.
I don't like the coral. So I think you're right, Stephen. She's a winter. I think the coral one doesn't look good on her, but the like icy blue and
blue,
the
and I bet the white
gray.
looks good. Yeah, I don't know. I like the coral, but that's just me. I think I just maybe like that color.
Archer on the screen shows them a picture of a new kind of alien from the database, which they think is another one of the Xindi. According to Phlox, this particular race probably evolved from some kind of arboreal primate. And Archer has managed to piece together some of their star charts. And he's been able to reconstruct the path that the ship took before it was attacked by the Marauders in the last episode. And the last planet it was at was only a day away. T'Pol points out, we don't know if these Xindi were involved with the ones who attacked Earth, and Archer says, we don't know if they weren't. Tell Travis to set a course.
Who cares? Like, Archer doesn't care if they're not involved.
Yeah, like
Archer has never cared. Why is she even trying at this
He's
point?
finally got a lead.
Yeah,
Good.
like as far as we can tell, basically, like the attack on Earth was probably like a small Xindi like terrorist cell, but possibly. But Archer's just like, fuck the Xindi, kill all Xindi, let's find every Xindi.
I mean, you
I don't know
did
if I
say
would go
Space
that far,
9/11,
but-
so
Right. Well, and
Yeah.
yeah. Jamie keeps seeming to be surprised by this, and I'm like, yes, this is just not that surprising.
But this is the first solid lead they've had
That
on
is true.
anywhere they can find the Xindi other than their exploded homeworld, which has already been destroyed. They arrive at the planet, which is seemingly overrun with plant life. I think they say there are 1 million kinds of chlorophyll or something. There's just a lot of plants. Basically one huge jungle.
Okay.
They detect no cities, no humanoid life, but it'll take several hours to search all the land masses. But then Malcolm chips in. He's detected a metallic signature at the northern end of one of the islands. It looks like a landing craft, but there are no bioscans within 30 kilometers. Archer tells them to prepare a shuttle pod.
No bioscans at all, so like no animals on this planet?
No animals, just plants.
I do like that plants get excluded from biosigns. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, very
realistically,
easily.
for what they care about, you would probably want that right up until the time that you discover the plant-based version of the Horta or whatever that are going to eat you.
Right.
But it is really fun. It's like no biosigns, but like all the plants.
Yeah, I also love in like Star Trek and kind of all sci-fi, these planets that have one climate for the entire planet, like it's
Yep.
jungle planet.
Hang on to that thought.
Oh no.
We cut to the jungle we saw during the cold open. Archer, Malcolm, T'Pol, and Hoshi are marching through the dark
forgot
with
about
flashlights and weapons drawn. They find the landing craft, and Archer identifies it as a Xindi ship based on what he saw from the database they captured.
Okay.
Right.
T'Pol, somewhat weirdly, notes that by the oxidation on the craft, it's been here 2 weeks.
Okay.
Sorry, wait, been here how long?
2 weeks. Archer sends Malcolm off to search the area and tells T'Pol to scan the ship's computer. Meanwhile, Hoshi's found something, a big old pile of goo that used to be a humanoid.
Yeesh.
T'Pol scans it and determines that it's not Xindi, at least not one of the species they're familiar with. It is, by the way, wearing the remains of that red uniform we saw earlier.
So when you say goo, is this like syrupy? Is this
It's
crispy?
it's just a gross corpse, is basically.
Just a gross corpse.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
Okay.
and then Malcolm finds a second skeleton, but its DNA matches the first one, so both apparently not Xindi that they know of. And the entire area around it has been scorched.
And you said the uniform matches that from the cold open?
Kind of, sort of. I mean, this is all in darkness, but it was wearing a red jumpsuit.
The guy who got
big-
flamethrowed.
Yeah.
I
Malcolm,
do like, Jamie, that you're like trying to piece together the puzzle. You're like, I'm going to solve this mystery before we get there.
Well, I'm making sure I'm following because I'm sometimes not good. I sometimes just forget details and then later on I'm like, what's happening? I don't know what's going on.
Got it.
Yeah.
something's wrong with Malcolm. He's sweating and rubbing his neck. Hoshi asks if he's okay, and he says he's never much cared for the tropics, even when he went there with Deborah, Candy, Ruby, and never mind.
His laundry list of ladies.
of
They all
ladies.
split up to search in the dark. We follow T'Pol, who examines her arm with her flashlight and suddenly finds that there are blue lines growing in it. And when we cut back to her face, we see that her temples have bulging veins growing on them.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
Luckily, she finds Malcolm. Unluckily, she finds a version of Malcolm who looks like a Neanderthal mixed with a bullfrog.
Wait, what?
He has long, stringy hair, his face has gone all bulbous, especially his nose, and his skin is covered in warts, and part of it is sort of pulled back to reveal like an underlayer of the skin.
How is like the makeup effects?
Really good, really fucking gross and like good.
Ooh.
He looks up at her and starts hissing and chittering. She
my God.
runs away.
Wise. Legit.
It's like, fuck this, fuck Malcolm, fuck all this, I'm out.
Wait, sorry, you said this was T'Pol or Hoshi?
T'Pol finds Malcolm.
Okay, that's what I thought you said, but it was just like, wait, T'Pol runs away? Like,
Yeah.
T'Pol is just not a runaway kind of girl. So I was like, maybe I misheard and it was Hoshi.
Archer, who's back at the landing craft, seemingly hears the noise that Malcolm has been making, because we hear it. I guess he's hearing it too. And as he steps up, we see his face start to warp and transmute. He gets the bulgy face as well. He staggers back, and then we get a gnarly X-ray zoom in on his chest. His ribcage bones puff out, and his heart grows 2 new sections.
What?
Wow.
This
is some Grinchifying
sick.
here.
Wait until you see
His heart
this.
grew 2 sizes.
Or you turned into a Time Lord. What? Is this a Tom Paris Janeway lizard situation?
T'Pol finds him
How fast did they come down to this planet?
That was so fast.
T'Pol finds Archer mid-transformation, and wonder of wonders, she reaches for her communicator. She's in the middle of telling Travis, who's sitting in the captain's chair, by the way.
Oh, right.
What's going on?
Wait, Travis is in the captain's chair?
Yes, he is.
Wow.
We'll never understand the chain of command of this show.
Well, I guess it makes sense because Archer, T'Pol, so like the chain of command, Archer, T'Pol, Trip, Malcolm, they're all down on the
Trip is
planet.
not on
so
the
you
planet.
gotta
Well,
have
Trip's in engineering, presumably.
Oh.
Trip's not on the
Wait,
planet.
I assume he's like recovering from the neurostimulation. He's
Yeah, that
just
too.
useless for
Wait,
like
why-
6 hours.
why is Trip not in captain's chair?
Because
Great
he's not on the
question.
bridge.
Probably because he has to be in engineering.
But
Or he's off
why
duty.
are you
But listen,
putting the
none of
youngest
this-
ensign
None
in
of this
charge?
makes sense. Why exactly? Why is why not Hoshi? Why not anybody? Is there nobody else between Ensign and Malcolm?
You guys,
There's nobody in between. There's nobody management.
I just told you that we saw
Travis.
Archer's heart expand to
Okay,
two new
you're right,
sections,
you're right.
and you're worried why
but you
Travis
know-
is sitting
you
in
know,
the
make a good
fucking
point there,
chair.
because what-
You know what's much more interesting is org charts.
T'Pol,
I don't know if you know this, Stephen, but project management is my passion. So.
Fair.
T'Pol tells Travis, send us
Wait. Sorry, wait. We need. We have only.
I don't know
ever
how
seen,
far they are from Earth. I don't know how long it took them to get here.
We have only seen Travis in the captain's chair once, and it was. Remember, it was like. Malcolm had to like run out for a second to get something, and he's like, "Okay, Travis, you're in charge." And he was like, "Wait, what?" And it was for like 5 minutes, and then Travis was like, "I'm gonna sit in the captain's chair. I'm gonna sit in the captain's chair." It like a child being like excited about it. Like Travis is not ready to be in that chair. I cannot believe that they put Travis.
Just be happy he's getting lines, man.
He's
And
the
screen
Wesley
time.
of the show. It would have been the equivalent of like Wesley being in captain's chair.
T'Pol
I am not disagreeing with you, but
tells Travis, send a security team to the future. We're being altered by some kind of, and then we hear Archer say something in an alien language, and for no reason that I can think of, T'Pol closes her communicator. Archer and all the other mutated crew members, he's kind of moving around like a chimpanzee. He's hunched over and letting his arms dangle. He says something. He wanders away for a bit, then says something and starts to move quickly towards her, and T'Pol shoots his ass and puts him on the ground.
God, I fucking love
But
her.
then
Wait.
T'Pol immediately gets jumped by Mutant Hoshi.
Mutant. Wait, Hoshi's down there too?
Yep.
I didn't actually realize Hoshi was down
Hoshi
there.
was down there
Hoshi
too.
was down there. That's why I got
Okay,
confused between
okay,
Hoshi
okay.
and T'Pol.
Sorry. So, I'm sorry. T'Pol is on the comm with Travis and says something's wrong. What does she say?
She says, send a security team to the surface. We're being altered by some kind of, and then Archer says
and
something,
then-
and she closes
and
her
she
communicator.
closes her communicator,
Yeah,
and then he comes after. He
Yeah.
comes after her, and she
Wouldn't want
shoots
any going on audio information for
Oh,
the security team to have
Nope.
a better idea of what they'd be beaming
Seriously.
down to.
So Hoshi,
Also, again, Travis is an ensign, and so now he's going to be like, send it, like he's in charge of security teams. Like, this does not make any sense.
Nope.
Mutant Hoshi jumps T'Pol. They wrestle for a little bit, and T'Pol has the advantage, but then Hoshi knocks her off. T'Pol gets tossed aside and runs off into the darkness.
And are Hoshi and Archer both the same
Yes,
mutation?
they both look
Got
like Neanderthal bull toads.
it.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing.
De-evolving situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Malcolm joins the duo. Archer has recovered from being shot, and they give chase. So a word about the alien language that they're speaking. It kind of sounds like Huttese, the language that Jabba the Hutt speaks, mixed with clicks and hissing. But it definitely sounds like a language. We come back from a commercial, and T'Pol has been captured. They have her in a net.
I don't believe it. By the three of them?
Yeah. They have her, they're
No,
carrying her in a net.
That is a lie.
That's not how that works.
Sorry, T'Pol's like so much. She's so
But she's
much stronger, and
impaired. She's impaired. Don't forget.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
At any rate, she's been captured. They have her in a net slung between two poles.
Believe it.
They carry her, set her down, and after she asks to be untied, Mutant Archer moves to untie her, but then Mutant Hoshi yells at him, and they hiss at each other for a bit.
I can't wait to watch this.
This is amazing.
This is wild.
Archer does untie her from the net, and then in a very ape-like way starts to like sniff her and like sort of like inspect her scalp. It's very
I don't like
simian.
To T'Pol.
To T'Pol.
He's doing that to T'Pol. Okay.
Oh, by the way, wait until you see, like, everybody looks really gross here, but wait until you see Linda Park in this makeup because her eyes really pop. I don't know if they lightened her eyes or whatever it is, but she's doing some really amazing eye work with this makeup.
Cool.
T'Pol tries to speak with them, but they don't understand her, and she eventually convinces them to give her a universal translator, which is apparently a separate device from a communicator because she does not have a communicator. She only has they give her one.
Well, it's like you used to have iPods and you had iPhones. Like, it took a while for it all to
And we've
combine
seen
together.
that with, remember, Archer had that little device when he got on the planet with the lady scientist.
Oh yeah, the apothecary. Yeah.
The apothecary.
I thought previously the communicator and the translator were the universal translator were the same
Not
device.
this time. So T'Pol convinces them to give her a universal translator, and she's trying to get them to talk. She's trying to get them to speak to her, to analyze the language. Back on Enterprise.
Travis is freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
No, he is standing at a table with Travis and Phlox. Phlox has found a Vulcan biosign.
Wait, you said Travis is standing at a table with Travis.
Sorry. Travis
It was
is
Trip?
Travis is standing at a table with Phlox and Trip. Phlox has found a
I'm like, where's Trip? Trip
Vulcan.
needs to, like, come in and be in charge.
Phlox has found a Vulcan biosign, but none for the humans, and he thinks that maybe T'Pol was speaking literally, saying they were being transformed by the planet, but he'll need more time for an analysis. Trip doesn't like this. Trip wants to do something right now.
Shocker.
I do like sort of the implication that they were, instead of imagining a transformation like, yeah, man, I went off with like Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance and rode around for a couple of months.
Back on the planet, the Universal Translator has worked, and the mutants can now speak with T'Pol. Their English voices kind of sounds like they're doing a Hammer horror vampire impression. We came from the Enterprise. Enterprise?
Oh my god.
I love it.
Are you kidding me?
No.
I'm so excited.
Sorry, I love, because, like, the universal translator, I mean, just, like, it's one of the Star Trek things. It doesn't really make sense.
Makes no sense.
It exists so that we can understand what characters are saying, and then you just can't really think too hard about it. It's fine. But then they go and they do something like this, and it's like, well, if it's translating, why would they then sound why would it sound different?
I think it's AI. AI is making the call for you based on context.
I feel like everyone should have like TikTok voice, so you sound like the TikTok auto captioning. Like everyone just has the same voice.
That's exactly what it should be, but that would be boring TV. Yes. Okay, I'm very excited. Please continue.
T'Pol is trying to explain to them who they actually are, but they have no memory of it. All they know is that they need to go to Urquhart. And Hoshi tells them, talking to T'Pol is a waste of time. They can't trust her. She's not one of us.
Does T'Pol still have the blue lines
T'Pol
on her? Was the one that had like the blue lines on her arm, right?
Yeah, we can't really see that because her sleeves. She had pulled her sleeves back. She does have some slight bumpy veins on the side of her face.
So it's like affecting her a little bit, but like not
a little
fully.
bit.
And sorry, does Hoshi actually call her T'Pol? Like,
no, she just
said
she.
You can't. Okay.
Her,
that's
she.
what I just was trying to figure out how.
And they don't refer to each other by name either.
Got it.
Archer is sort of keeps pawing at T'Pol, but not in a sexual way. It's sort of like when you see a chimpanzee or an ape or something, like curious about something. But T'Pol says, we said we needed to keep searching for a quat. Maybe we should do that. Move along.
How about that? Yeah, I assume Scott Bakula is doing because he's got plenty of experience pretending to be a
chimpanzee. Yeah,
a chimpanzee, right? So I'm just imagining that.
Nice
they move along through the jungle. Suddenly, mutant Malcolm climbs a tree and comes down with what looks like 2 seed pods, which everybody is super excited about.
I'm weirdly excited to see Malcolm climbing a tree.
It's not like especially obviously a rig work because he goes up at like super quick. He goes up at like a monkey climbing a tree.
Got it.
Archer steals one from Malcolm and Hoshi nabs the other that gets knocked onto the ground. They bust the shells open and they are full of maggots.
Ooh,
Guess what? It's time to nom nom nom.
Ooh.
I thought there was no
Apparently couldn't penetrate the seed pod or nothing big enough that they were looking for. Let's put it that way.
These were stealth pods hiding the life inside them.
There are only 2, so while Hoshi is eating one, Malcolm and Archer duke it out over the other. Archer ends up with most of the other pod, but of course, being the gentleman that he is, he offers some to T'Pol. No, thank you.
That's good. She hasn't had anything since the peach.
Cut to the shuttle pod where Trip is arriving with a rescue team, one of whom is Daniel Day Kim. He's back. I don't think he has an actual line in this episode, but he's there.
God, Daniel, Steven, like 2 episodes ago, just there's a random like table and just you look and you're like, is that Daniel Day Kim?
And then we haven't
and he had like one line, and then we haven't seen him since.
I had this experience rewatching Orphan Black, where she goes to get her daughter from like kindergarten or whatever grade school thing, and there's her teacher Simu Liu, and I'm like,
oh,
what? One scene gone forever.
Yep.
Oh, I'm so excited that Daniel Day Kim is back. Those bones.
They land, and everybody's wearing their EV suits, and they search the area. I don't know I think we have seen the Mako's EV suits. They are slightly different from the Enterprise crew, but they have their weapons, and they are doing a search for everyone.
Also, I just want to say, just in not Enterprise problem, Star Trek in general, use EV suits. Mm-hmm. Like when you go down to weird new planets
with a bunch of plants that you don't know what that's gonna do. All right, I have a question.
Also,
everybody's in EV suits, right? Everybody who's coming down to the planet is in an EV suit.
Trip and the Makos are wearing their EV suits.
Christ, Jesus! At least they're not that dumb.
But the mutants get the jump on them. Pew pew pew.
Wait, did you say Trip was also with them?
Trip is with them. Yes. Trip is leading the mission.
this is not good because now you do have Travis in charge of the entire Enterprise. At least before, yeah, he was in charge of the bridge, but like Trip could come and take charge at any moment if needed.
Gotta have
now.
This is Star Trek away mission logic, though. You gotta
You
have.
There's only one officer left on the entire ship. It's just as far as we know,
And it's Travis.
and it's Travis. Everybody else is just crew members.
Yeah. Well.
So the mutants get the jump on them, though. There's sort of a wild fight there. They manage to stun Malcolm as Hoshi and Mutant Archer run off. T'Pol tells Trip to take Malcolm back. She's staying there, and she runs off into the jungle after the duo. We cut to sickbay. Trip and Phlox are watching Malcolm in decon, and much like T'Pol in that episode, the sexy decon episode from the last season.
No, the Gross Ponfar episode
Yes.
is, I think, what you're saying.
Mutant Malcolm is sort of rolling around on the walls, confused in the decon chamber. Phlox explains that he has a mutagenic virus. His blood is swarming with these things. It is apparently
The only thing that will cure it is fucking a lady.
The virus was apparently designed to rewrite the DNA of its host to transform any humanoid it infected into this species.
Okay, so this is where I, as the PhD on the program, can say, mine was in physics. This sounds great. No notes.
This is exactly how DNA works.
Exactly
Yes,
how this works.
I
No,
assume
I'm
so,
sorry.
yes.
I'm sorry, Stephen. I read Marvel comics, and if you're
Right.
if you're smart in one subject of science, you know everything about
It's all of
every
them,
subject
yes.
of science.
That is true.
Very
This is true.
Very true.
T'Pol
Okay.
was less affected because of her Vulcan K cells. Phlox is trying to synthesize an antivirus using her genetic profile, but he needs an active sample of her DNA, so they need her back on the ship as soon as possible.
Have they explained what K cells are? Are these like, well, humans have T cells, and that's a letter, so we'll pick another letter.
Yeah.
That's 100%
That's
what they did.
absolutely what they
Okay.
did. Hey, by the way, I mean, I'm not, we do not have to have this conversation, but I would like to put a pin in this at some point. Is T'Pol still sick?
Yes, she is definitely infected. But
No. Is T'Pol still sick from the disease she contracted last season? That y'all have clearly forgotten?
apparently.
Oh, wait, the
one that
HIV?
had her- yeah, the HIV-ish thing that the entire like she couldn't
The
tell anybody in
HIV
Vulcan.
allegory disease.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh.
And it came back because like she was getting treated by
I
flies and
yeah.
stuff.
literally forgot
Oh.
about that.
Thank you. What the fuck?
But yeah, presumably she still has it. Like they didn't have there
They
was no
never
cure.
closed that. Nope. Phlox was just treating her and it wasn't working so well and
That is never going to be mentioned again on the
Amazing.
series. It 100% will never, ever, ever be mentioned again.
okay, sorry. Please
I
continue.
hope you didn't have any plans tonight, Stephen.
Yeah,
This
my
is great.
God,
I
it
just
is
like the idea of T'Pol as this giant sack of antibodies that are just going to dip into and try to
Yeah.
make that go across species. It's all good.
Sure.
It's like we've got a cure in mice. It'll work for everybody now.
In the middle of this discussion, Travis comes in. 2 ships have dropped out of warp, and they're on an intercept course. These ships look kind of cool. They are green, and they kind of look... They have like sort of a hatchet shape to them. It sort of looks like, they're pretty cool. We have new aliens. The captain of the vessel is a humanoid alien named Tret, another damn T name.
Oh my God.
And he has a...
Sorry, Tret?
Tret, T-R-E-T.
So with the T and the R?
Yep.
So now we have Travis and Trip and Tret?
I think his name comes up like once, if at all.
God, it's so annoying though.
It's like Travis and Jet had a baby.
This isn't real life where like sometimes it's just like, oh no, there's 3 Jessicas.
Right.
Right? Like it's a TV show. You can come up with the names.
That doesn't start
and
with
it's
the T.
really helpful if you come up with names that don't sound like the other names.
my God.
So he has a ridge running down the middle of his face. Also, this doesn't sort of come up in the episode, but interesting. This is maybe one of the few times that we see a multiracial humanoid race, because Tret is black, but most of the other soldiers that we will see of his team later are white. So.
Wow.
Wow. I
Actually
win for diversity.
surprising. Yeah, so Stephen, so that you can, we've only ever had on this show so far aliens played by black people. When there was one race that we saw a little bit of where it was just black dudes. The race was just black guy race.
Yeah.
Apparently. And other than that, it's been mostly white people. There's been a little bit of like slight difference.
Anyway.
There's been like some Hispanic
It doesn't come
actors
up just
and stuff,
something.
but for the most
Something I
part,
noticed.
just like
Mostly
we
white.
never see aliens on the show played by black people.
Sure.
The alien
Nice to see.
The alien explains that their ship is in restricted space, and our scans indicate that one of the people on your ship has been infected with a dangerous virus. And Trip says, we're aware of that. Is there anything you can tell us about? Your vessel is under quarantine. Prepare to be boarded. And Trip's like,
I
no.
mean, if we're under quarantine, then don't come here. What the fuck?
Trip says, no one's coming aboard unless I say so. And Tret says, the infected organism must be eradicated before the virus can spread. And
Sorry, Trent is killing me. His name is actually Trent. Sorry, please continue.
But that infected organism is a member of my crew. Does he look like one of your crew? Does he recognize you or even speak your language? We've been studying the mutagen for 60 years. The only course of action is to neutralize the outbreak. And
but do they have a flux?
Right.
Trip says...
I mean, we saw Flux cure Borg infection.
There's that. Trip says we've been only dealing with this virus for 1 day, so forgive me if I don't take your word that the only way to do this is to neutralize our tactical officer. If you want to talk about that, fine, but if you want to force your way onto the ship, you're going to have one hell of a fight on your hand.
Are all the Makos on the surface?
No, nobody's back. They all left. They all went back to the shuttle pod. Everybody, they took Malcolm on the shuttle pod back to the ship.
Okay, so the Makos are around, so if they
So
do
it's-
get boarded, they
it's
have actual
only to
competent
Paul-
military people.
So wait, Hoshi, so like they brought Malcolm back, but Hoshi and Archer are just like running around the planet and
they
they
had-
just like
T'Pol.
fucking with
Yeah.
T'Pol and they just fucking left them all
They
there?
had stunned Malcolm. Archer and Hoshi took off. T'Pol told Trip to take Malcolm back, and that she was going to go after the other two.
Okay, but no one, they just left? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Right, yeah.
That just seems like not a good idea,
what
but
happened.
all right.
Back on the planet.
You're like, I'm just telling you, I'm just...
Yeah, well, I'm
You're-
guessing
It's
That's just
the
what happened,
communicator.
man.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're back, because back on the planet, during the day, Mutant Archer enters a cave.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Yes.
Oh my god! This is amazing.
So this means that the genocide thing was actually the lie. Oh my god!
But
The one thing
Maria-
where we're like, absolutely.
This means that your cave curse has been broken.
Let's hope so. I don't believe it, but we'll see.
Steven, every single cave up till now, every episode with
Every
a cave,
episode
Maria
that
has
has a
gotten
cave,
it.
I have gotten every single one. Anyway,
So
Maybe it's just
cave
spreading.
curse broken.
or
The-
it's spreading.
Cave tunnel quickly turns into a paved and lined tunnel, which opens onto a fantastical city. It looks like a mixture of mythical Greek mixed with Aztec pyramids. It's fantastic. There are lots of little CGI people walking around. Don't look too closely at them. It's all brightly lit with beautiful fountains, and it is gigantic. Mutant Archer watches all this from a platform on high. Then he hears footsteps, turns around, and sees regular Archer. Mutant Archer wakes up in the dark jungle. The cave city was a dream.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so
I
there
see.
wasn't a real cave. I feel like this doesn't count as cave.
Oh my god.
T'Pol
I
is,
feel like Maria's cave curse is still happening.
There
if
might
it was
still be a
Dream
cave.
Cave.
The dream cave might be real.
Mutant Archer asks T'Pol, how long was I asleep? Only for a few minutes. I saw it in my dream. I was there. Mutant Hochi's like, Urkot? Our city. T'Pol says, there are no cities on this planet. You're wrong. It's below the surface. It's
So
filled with...
T'Pol's just like hanging out with them?
Yes.
She's not. I thought she was trying to capture them.
Yes.
So now I'm like really confused.
It feels like, yes, I will be taking no further questions.
I think she's trying to keep an eye on them so that they can
Yeah,
they know
but
where they are.
That's not what I
Right,
thought
they
she
can
was going to
find
be
them.
doing. So okay.
I thought she was going to
They're on
stun
their-
him and just get him out of there.
She's just like, they're on a phantasmagorical dream quest. Let him go. Just let him cook.
And Mutant Archer says, it was filled with thousands of Lokek waiting for us. And Paul tries to explain that his home is a place called Earth. They're waiting for them. You're on a mission to save them. Urkak is my home. When we get there, you'll understand. Wait and see. You've rested long enough.
Man, this is like every white guy who goes backpacking into Asia and is like, oh yeah, I'm Asian now.
Yeah.
Back on the Enterprise, Phlox is showing Malcolm to the alien commander. And he says, the decon chamber is sealed. I assure you there's no danger. Unless he manages to force the door open like 2 other people have done previously in the show.
Fairly easily, I might add.
Foolproof.
Tret says, you wouldn't be so confident if you knew how easily this virus can spread. It infected tens of millions of my people on my world. They all had to be destroyed. The virus would have transformed our entire population within weeks. And Trip's like, where did it come from? And Tret says, near as they can figure, it was engineered by the inhabitants of this planet, a race called the Lokek. Something decimated their species centuries ago, and they lost the ability to reproduce, so they created this virus to transform other species into their own.
Ooh, that's cool. I love that as a concept. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense, but I love it as a concept.
Phlox asks, why didn't they program the virus to stop replicating once the population had been replenished? And Tret says, we've been trying to answer that question for a very long time. Now, part of this virus is that it also programs them that they have to go back to this planet, back to the city.
Okay, but also maybe they did program that, and it's not right now. There's not enough of them because
Well,
there's
it
none, and
didn't
now there's
work.
only 3.
Transformed. All they know is that it transformed tens of millions of people. That this is how they're reacting to this. That's why they can't allow a single infected organism to leave this planet. They can spread the contagion to other systems, and anyone would become infected and risk being drawn back there.
Yeah, I mean, this does seem quite serious. Like this actually does seem like a
Like,
This
maybe we
seems pretty
should blow up
serious.
Enterprise. Huh? Let's think about this for a minute, guys.
Well, the ships
You
aren't
wouldn't
new.
necessarily need to kill Malcolm, but you would have to at least put them back on the
Let's
planet.
not get too
Right.
hasty here. Let's not throw away every idea.
No bad
but I
ideas
feel
in
like you could just
brainstorming.
put the infected on the
Right.
planet
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
leave them there and like isolate them on the planet.
Tret gets a comm from his people. They've detected 3 more infected organisms on the surface. He says, prepare a containment team. More of your crewmen. And Phlox tells him, one of them has an immunity to the virus. If I could have access to some of your research, maybe we could work together. Tret says, we will find your people and examine them. If there's anything to report, we'll let you know.
Okay, great.
I like how they're having jurisdictional arguments. This is like an episode of Law and Order. Like,
Well,
the
they-
FBI rolls up and the cops are like, hey man, hey,
They
hey.
talk about this, and Tret says, what you prefer doesn't matter. I'm under orders to contain this outbreak. If you attempt to interfere, I'm authorized to use any force necessary. He leaves. Phlox and Trip go over their options. They can't launch a shuttle pod because the 2 ships are watching them. They would detect it. And since DePaul is contagious, they can't transport her back onto the ship. She'd infect the entire crew.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Phlox says,
Are there still weird physics anomalies happening?
Oh,
I thought
not
the
so
whole
much in this
the whole
episode.
point was that the further they get into the expanse, the more. So, like Steven, it'll be like the table gets weird and things throw like plates will just fly into the air and
And then freeze. And then,
Yeah, and then like the floor will become wobbly, and in the last episode, like a guy's face got melted. There's like weird
And
anomalies.
the warp core kept
And-
spewing lightning for a long time in that last
and all this
episode, and now
planet
that's all
has
done.
is a perfectly
Yeah.
normal virus that turns you into a Neanderthal.
Oh, I
I'm
see.
like,
Maybe
I'm
this
really
is another
confused.
anomaly.
I thought it was like impossible for ships to like go further into the expanse without like shielding, and they don't have any shielding.
They are on the clock because Flock says if he doesn't synthesize the antivirus soon, there won't be enough DNA to reverse the process. There won't be enough human DNA to reverse the process. I need that DNA sample, Commander. Whatever you do it quickly. And Trip, light bulb over his head, says, I'll be right back. So, Trip goes into T'Pol's room to search for a sample of her DNA, and he finds the peach she bit into earlier.
Oh, all right. Oh, so she just left a half-bitten peach. Oh, I guess they got called away.
Got a little refrigerator. He pulls something out of it, pulls it out of a container.
Okay.
Sorry, I got worried when you were like, Trip's like, I know where her DNA is.
Yeah, me too. I was like, where is this going,
oh,
man?
no.
Where is this going?
Trip is elated, but he gets a quick alert from Travis. The aliens have launched a shuttle pod to the surface.
Woof.
Back on the planet, the mutants and T'Pol have found the cave entrance that Archer dreamed about earlier. They go into it.
So there's a real cave.
There is a real cave.
Oh, no.
Told you.
Maria, that means your curse has been broken.
My curse is broken.
They go down into it, and they find the ruins of the mythical city.
Mm.
You said they'd be waiting for us. Archer says, I saw it so clearly. There was fountains there and gardens there floating, and there were people, thousands of people. T'Pol says, come back to Enterprise. We'll help you find out what happened to your city. Archer's, no, we're not leaving. This is our home. This is our home. And T'Pol says, look around. These ancient ruins are ancient. No one has lived here for a very long time. And Archer says, what about this? There is another burned corpse by the entryway.
This guy was here.
This body isn't ancient. Someone killed him.
We know. Yeah, we know that somebody, like the people with the flamethrowers, like there are some people on this planet somewhere.
No.
Well, I mean, I assume by the law of parsimony, it's going to be these aliens who showed up for Plot B who have been sterilizing everybody.
Yeah, the
they're
sterilization is the flamethrowers are the sterilization. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
So T'Pol is trying to convince them to go back to Enterprise. She'll help them figure out what happened to their people. And suddenly they hear footsteps and they see the flamethrower aliens coming towards them with their EV suits. Mm. The aliens start to hunt the mutants. We hear them say, take the Vulca woman, then destroy the others. Understood. They do a chase through the cave tunnels. Archer jumps one of them and accuses them of killing his people. He starts to bash the guy that he's knocked down with a rock and causes a tear in his EV suit. The guy's face instantly starts to bubble and shake. Then he runs away as the other aliens show up. His buddies catch up to him, and when they see what's going on with his face, they do not hesitate to make with the flamethrowers.
Wow.
So I have to know, what is Archer's fighting style in this?
Tackle,
I only ask because,
bash.
because Star Trek fighting styles are buck wild.
It's particularly bad.
I mentioned going back and watching the original series where Kirk's fighting style is to throw himself sideways bodily at people.
Well, we actually talked about that because, I mean, the TOS fighting stuff is typically cheesy, but it's really entertaining to watch because they're using the whole screen and stuff. This is more like a tackle. Unless you're T'Pol or the female Mako, in which case you get to do actual martial arts. But there's a lot of tackling and wrestling in Enterprise, and it's not very, very interesting visually. T'Pol and Archer and Hoshi are sort of running around, but eventually they get surrounded by the aliens who turn on the little pilot light on their flamethrowers. But before they can do anything... Trip and one of the Makos transport in and start blasting everybody.
Yeah!
Wow.
T'Pol says to Trip, you said you'd never use the transporter again. And Trip says, believe me, I wish I had a choice. There are more of them in orbit. We better get back to the shuttle pod before they realize anything is wrong. They manage to convince, I guess, Archer and Hoshi to go with them, and they take the shuttle pod back to Enterprise. Trip tells Travis, who is again sitting in the command chair, to go to Warp 4 as soon as they're on board, and the chase is on. You know how this goes.
Archer runs away, he runs away.
Well, Trip, I suppose.
Yes.
The aliens start firing on Enterprise. Hull plating is going down, and Trip, who's now on the bridge, says to Tret, Look, we won't both want the same thing, a cure for this virus. Our doctor thinks he's found one, but he needs more time. And Tret says, I won't warn you again, Commander. We're going to contain this outbreak whether you cooperate or not. Suddenly, the doors open, and Phlox enters with Archer, who is more human-looking, but still has little veiny things on his face.
Right.
He goes, why are you firing on my ship? He goes, there are 3 infected people on board. We won't allow you to leave this system. To which Phlox replies, this is Captain Archer and Ensign Saito. They're the people you nearly incinerated on that planet. As you see, they're responding quite well to the antivirus I synthesized. That's not possible. Run scans and you'll see for yourself. And we need a little more time. We'd be happy to share this antivirus with you, but you can't do it if you destroy our ship.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Starlog, supplemental. We've given Phlox's serum to the captain of the containment vessel. With any luck, he'll be able to use it to prevent future outbreaks. As for Malcolm, Hoshi, and me, it may be a few days before we feel fully human again. So we see that Malcolm is back in sickbay. The weird part was when they were given the antivirus, their hair went back to looking the way it did before.
Including the styling, I assume.
Include the length and the styling. So they literally look like they have a 70s shag haircut, but when they got this antivirus...
It all got neatened up. Yeah. Fantastic.
Epigenetics, baby. That's just how those swifting those genes on and off work.
So Malcolm is in sickbay. They still have some bumpy veins on the side of their head, but Phlox is giving him a shot. And he says, this should help with the headaches. Have you got anything for my stomach? Chef's food isn't sitting too well. And Phlox says, well, till your digestive tract is fully restored, you may want to avoid the best hall. Well, what should I eat? Well, you're welcome to some of the Marth larvae I keep to feed my Perithian bat. Archer enters and tells Malcolm to take the day off, which is what Hoshi and T'Pol are doing.
Yeah, they are. Come on.
Archer says to Phlox, you wanted to see me, and Phlox takes out a vial. He goes, this is the last of the mutagenic virus. I assume you want me to destroy it. And Archer says, no.
What?
Because these containment patrols weren't going to stop until they've wiped out every trace of it. Now that they have the antivirus, they'll most likely figure out a best way to succeed. This virus was created as a final effort to preserve a civilization of people. The species we became, they cease to exist this moment the virus is gone.
The fuck?
We came out here to stop the Xindi destroying humanity, and I'll be damned if I'm going to have a hand in destroying another race in the process.
What?
What the fuck?
Put it on ice, Doctor. Stasis, whatever.
Amazing.
Understood?
Amazing.
Phlox nods. He puts it in a tiny storage box. End of episode.
Okay, this is terrifying. This is terrifying.
I like the idea that eventually Archer will be like, well, we need to bring them back. Here's some expendable folks. We'll just unleash this on them and recreate this race. It's all cool.
What the fuck?
Yeah, because I can understand, like, if he was just like, this really should be something that we study so that maybe, you know, like, maybe we could come across other things like this and we need to study, like sometimes, like, really bad diseases, you do keep... Scientists do keep samples of them so that it can be studied and they can, like, make sure to, like, come up with antibodies and stuff. But wow, okay. I'm really concerned about Archer having this and what, like, the fact that he's
another
like,
way
no,
for him
we
to
need
commit
this so we
another
can
genocide.
eventually turn other people into this. Which, like, who? Archer? Who are you going to give this virus to? I'm extremely concerned.
Also, for the first time in his entire career, worried about the survival of another species other than humanity.
Well, I assume what he wants to do is create kind of Jurassic Park, only it's in that cave. So he'll put everybody in there and transform them, and there they go. They're back again.
I mean, it is also possible that his brain is still impacted by being that guy, like being the transformed thing, right? Because they're not fully recovered yet. So maybe there's still that, because part of the virus or whatever was giving them the instinct to go back to the planet. So maybe there's there's a residual, like, I need to protect this thing. That's in there.
Sounds like a really neat and interesting idea that it sounds like this episode is completely incapable of looking at.
We make so many excuses for
Over.
No, this feels like a Chekhov. It's Chekhov's virus, right? Like now he has it, and the question is who will he use it on? This is like the ricin in Breaking Bad, right? Where it's like introduced, and now it's like I feel like I'm just gonna have constant dread. Like every episode, who knows? He could use it on anybody.
Jamie, what it sounds like is you're going to remember this far longer than the writers of Enterprise themselves will remember that this exists. Like, this is a thing that will later show up on lower decks, is what this feels like.
I feel like they might have this because they're planning to, like, bring it back in the future.
Yeah, he could be considering using it against his Indy. You don't know.
I would 100% believe that he would just meet a Zindi and then use it. Yeah, I am genuinely... Okay, Steven, the last episode, he literally tortured a person.
Yeah, like true torture, like hideous torture.
Ooh.
After being told, like, I don't think you have it into you to torture someone. And he was like, wanna see? And then he tortured somebody. And now so he's already war criminal. So at this point, like, why not use bioweapon? I just would not put it past him. And I'm very, very concerned.
Yeah, that's a huge problem.
If not use bioweapon, why bioweapon shaped?
Good Lord.
Oh my God, this is going to be a nightmare.
Overall impression of this episode, it was fun. It moved along. They didn't linger on anything for too long.
It sounds silly and fun, and it had like a good idea at its core.
Good physical character work from the three infected. Especially, again, pay attention to Linda Park's eye work, because the other two, maybe it's just because of the way the orbital brows are shaped. Malcolm and Archer look kind of stupid. Hoshi looks like a fucking vampire. She is scary as hell at this point, especially when she's staring at someone wide-eyed.
This is great.
But yes, you've put your finger on it. This is the Enterprise version of Inner Light, where they get memories of a previous civilization and then pull back to it. But this clipped along well, and
nice.
Everything.
Yeah, like the sound. It just like in general for just like a solid Star Trek episode. Like it had like a fun, weird sci-fi idea at its center, but also was like kind of scary and. Yeah, this sounds like a fun episode, actually, which is not something I usually say.
Especially, what do we say? Enterprise 8 is Star Trek 5. 2 truths and a lie outcome. Archer did not decide to commit genocide, although you could say that perhaps they did. Within the confines of this, within the set of this episode.
Yes.
I mean, it kind of sounds like he wants to
he's leaving his options open.
He wants one as a little treat.
Commit genocide on somebody else.
Although now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not entirely sure we saw Malcolm eat we definitely saw Hoshi scooping out the worms, and Archer definitely, but I'm going to take a mulligan on that one because it's definitely implied they were going to eat those fucking worms, so I'm going to let myself, I'll give myself a pass on that one.
Fine.
Porthos good boy scale. How good of a boy was Porthos on this episode? No Porthos at all. Although it would have been amazing to see Porthos get transformed.
Alien Porthos.
Be adorable.
Saucy section. How sexy was this episode on a scale from the holodeck on the Zerillion ship to the lower decks holodeck orgy? Not saucy at all. The makeup, the mutant makeup was hella gross. It was.
But we had that scene.
With the opening, the cold open.
The early trip into Paul scene.
Okay, well, yes, I guess
the
that
peaches
was. I guess that was. You know what? I completely forgot about it. I guess that sort of overwhelmed the.
He brought her peaches that then were later plot relevant.
They were Chekhov's peaches.
The last episode when I was like, nothing sexy of note. And then later Eric's like, what about what was it?
So we will move that from a 0 to a 2 on the saucy scale. But yes.
The locker room scene.
Yeah. No. No female Mako locker room scene. Or male Mako, depending on your preferences. But yeah, it is particularly gross, particularly because even after they've transformed, there are certain scenes where you will see pulp. Like they have parts of the skin where it looks like the skin, I think it's just a different tone, but it looks like the skin is split and you can see something underneath, and then occasionally something will pulse underneath that.
Oh, cool.
This is a gnarly episode.
They're doing some weird, gross makeup stuff. Remember the guy in the mine 2 episodes ago was really gross too.
And even the last episode when half the guy's face was melted.
Yeah.
Never asked, never answered. Something in this episode that made no sense or was never explained. Again, this is sort of. I'm using this as a reserved technical difficulty. Needing a live DNA sample is something that Star Trek in general has relied upon for.
Yeah.
This is a plot device. I can't just fix this. I need a sample. Although I thought it was cute that the again it was Chekhov's speeches. They came back. So maybe they should just take blood samples from everybody and have those on hand in case.
In other Star Trek, they do. They have I guess they have transporter stuff.
I was just going to say, I thought that he needed the sample after her infection, but it turned out he didn't. And I'm sorry, you cannot convince me that Phlox does not have a DNA sample of everybody on this show.
What I was thinking of was specifically there was that episode of TNG where the second Doctor, what was her name? She entered that place where the virus made everybody super old, and they needed they could transport her back, but they needed Pulaski. They needed her. Data had to find her hair follicle that had living DNA on it to fix that. Anyway,
also
that's fine.
This is where I'm just going to kind of blink rapidly at the thought of okay, so we're going to get the Vulcan DNA that somehow fights off what I guess is an epigenetic set of changes in other human DNA. And we're going to, is this an antibody? That seems really weird because it's viral. I feel like there's just a lot of biology words Jenga towered on top of each other.
I can't. It's a staple of horror fiction, like werewolfism and vampirism. But even after they instantly transform, changing back takes a little bit more time. Yes, Chef. Any mentions of Chef? Malcolm mentions that Chef's food is not sitting well with the recovering Malcolm.
Right. And there were peaches.
There were peaches.
Kept the peaches.
Well, he kept the peaches. He didn't make the peaches. The peaches were actually naturally grown on Earth. So, I could use a little help. Did Archer get kidnapped in this episode? He did not. You could argue that he kidnapped T'Pol. So
yeah, I was about to say, are we sure? But it's usually Archer needing to be rescued. Well, I don't know if this counts.
No,
I don't know if this counts.
This is a subset area. And now we move into the segment of our show we like to call Will's Hollow Rex, brought to you by Eric, trademark, where we give our recommendations for non-Enterprise related content we've been consuming in our holodecks this week. Stephen, would you like to give the first recommendation?
Sure. There's a book I read a little bit ago by Antonia Hodgson called The Raven Scholar. It is a fantasy novel in which there is, of course, an empire, and they have a set of games that champions for the different 8 gods who are represented by animal avatars are there to figure out who will be the next emperor. And the Raven representative is killed off. And so the scholar has to step into this place completely unprepared for all of the, Hunger Game style things. Okay. And so it's it's fun. There's court intrigue. There's a lot of twists and turns that you don't necessarily see coming, but once they happen, you're like, oh yeah, no, that makes sense. The bricks on this path were laid earlier in the novel. I just found it a really fun and entertaining and twisty sort of high fantasy novel. So The Raven Scholar by Antonia Hodgson. Court intrigue. Oh, so much court intrigue. The Raven Scholar by Antonia Hodgson.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Jamie, what is your recommendation?
I would like to recommend the video game Pentiment. I'm currently playing it. It takes place in Europe in the 16th century. You're basically a painter who works in an abbey illustrating books and manuscripts, but there's a murder and you need to solve it by going around and talking to people.
Oh, cool.
And I love a game that mostly consists of going around and talking to people. I love a chatty game. And like a story heavy game, which is what this is, where it's basically you just go around, you talk to people, decide what to say to them. And your decisions do matter in terms of like what people will tell you. And also what I like about this game is there's over the course of the game, there's like multiple murders, but at no point do you ever learn who actually did any of the murders. All you learn are all your clues. There's no actual,
There's no true ending,
quote unquote answer, but you do have to make a decision on who you think is the murderer, and they will be put to death. And then it will like, the story will be like, we're jumping forward 7 years, and now you kind of have to live with the choices that you made.
Wow.
And so it's just, it's very good, and I'm really liking it. There's like a lot of ambiguity to it, and I'm enjoying it a lot. It's called Pentiment.
Cool.
Thank you, Jamie. Maria, what is your recommendation?
My recommendation is a movie. It is a sci-fi action comedy crime mob film. It's called Mike and Nick and Nick and Alice. And it is...
This is the time travel one.
It's got time travel in it. I am recommending a time travel movie, you guys, so you know it's not your average time travel movie. It stars Vince Vaughn, James Marsden, and Gonzalez, I think is her name. She's just gorgeous in this. Anyway, it's really, really, really fun. And Vince Vaughn plays this mob boss, who has a very weird night, because he sort of meets himself, from another time. So Mike and Nick and Alice. It's on, I think Disney Plus and maybe Hulu or something.
Thank you, Maria. So before my recommendation, I have a supplemental recommendation. A while back, Maria had recommended the Thursday Murder Club. I have now listened to the audiobook of the first of those, and I give it a hearty endorsement. It is twisty and turny and heartbreaking and sad, and every time I thought I had figured something out, I was dead wrong, but it definitely plays fair. So supplemental recommendation for Thursday Murder Club audiobook, the first one.
Yep. They're all great, and they will rip your heart out, but they are also very, very funny and very good.
But my main recommendation is for a manga and anime series, which I don't believe I've recommended before, Laid Back Camp, which is part of the genre of cute girls doing cute things. The plot of Laid Back Camp is 4 high school girls go camping in winter. That's it. That's the entire plot. There is no the only conflict is that one girl kind of likes going camping by herself, and the other girls want to go camping in a group. But it is very charming. You just see them learning how to camp and go camping and having a great time. Laid Back Camp.
Awesome.
I'm surprised that you haven't recommended that before, because I feel like you've definitely
talk about it
recommended
constantly.
it to me many times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you do talk about it all the time.
I seem to recall you really enjoyed A Place Further Than the Universe. This is a more chill version of that.
The Antarctic one.
It is the coziest. Laid Back Camp is the coziest of all series. Before we wrap up, Stephen, where can people find you?
Probably the easiest way to get to me is to go to Blue Sky, and if you search my name, Stephen Granade, Granade, I own the SEO for that. You'll find me, and like my website is linked. The short stories that I've written and published are linked. You can find everything from there.
Thank you, Stephen. And that's the episode. Thanks for listening. Next week, we'll revisit this episode as a second contact and hear what everyone thought once they've actually watched it. Special thanks to our producer, K.O. Myers at Particulate Media. Thanks to our friend David for our beautiful cover art, and to John Stephen King for being the voice of our computer. If you like this show, hey, just take a second, go into your podcast app, and give us a review. Just drag the stars over. It's easy. Makes us happy. Helps people find it. It really matters. We really appreciate it. Makes us happy. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook as @EnterpriseSplaining. and on Blue Sky as @EnterpriseSplain. You can also email us any comments, questions such as, is the mutagenic virus forcing the aliens to go home for Thanksgiving even though they'd rather hang out with their friends? To enterprisesplaining@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. And if you want to support this podcast, you can find us on Buy Me a Coffee as Enterprise Splaining. We will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Computer. End program.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping at the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.